Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout that I completed at the crop that I went to back in October. I ended up completing 22 layouts in 2 days and I was really pleased with how many layouts I got completed. But another thing that really super surprised me was the amount of time that I spent on each layout. This one here was 22 minutes. Yes, before I turned the camera on, I took time to cut out each of my digital prints. That usually took me about 10 minutes. I didn't rush through it. I would just open up my page kit, look at the embellishments that I had in there to cut out, and I would take, like I said, about 10 minutes and I would just cut everything out. It was almost like a palette cleanser in between each layout. And while I was cutting, the digital files out, I was looking at everything that I had in that kit. I was looking at the pattern papers and trying to think, what direction could I go with all these pattern papers. Now, when I look at a kit that has all scraps, I love it. I usually take the scraps and just start cutting out. Like if the scraps are all like 6 by 12, then I just take the paper and just cut them all in small papers. And once I do that, then I start thinking, okay, how can this go on? And because I had those big viewfinders, I knew those were going to be the base of almost like a mat for my photos, and also a place where I could start building each embellishment cluster, but also places where I could build for my photos. So those large viewfinders are part of our collection. So if you go to our store and you go under viewfinders, and I think the regular viewfinders, and then you go, I think they're large viewfinders, they come in a few different colors, and I love them because on one sheet you have as far, as big as 5 inches, and then you have a 3-inch size too, so that you can use them on your layout and they make a statement. Like, I love them because they're nice to mat your, almost like a mat for your photo, a place to anchor your photo. And I've said that many times that when I open a page kit, I look at what I have, and that usually decides how the layout is going to go. And in this case, because I had those large viewfinders and I had a bunch of scraps, I had cut down the scraps to about 4 by 6 and 6 by 6. And then when I put those viewfinders up, I thought, because on the right side of the pattern paper had almost like a 2-inch strip on the side, or a 1.5-inch strip, and I thought it'd be great to just take some pieces of pattern paper, put them under the viewfinder, and put them up until they hit that 1.5-inch band. And then the strip on the bottom, I made it so that it completely covers it, so that both of the clusters are not next to each other. And when I say next to each other, I don't mean side by side. I mean where I'm putting down my big viewfinder right now, the viewfinder on the bottom is not directly underneath it. Then I had this, it looked like a little wood grain pattern paper. I only had maybe a 3-inch strip by 4-inch. I cut it in half and I put it at the top and the bottom of that cluster, and it looks like it extends throughout the whole thing, but it's really only just a little piece of pattern paper. One of my favorite ways to make page kits is using scraps, and the reason for that is there's nothing that I don't want to say hate. Hate is a pretty strong word, but there's nothing that saddens me more than, I have this pattern paper that I absolutely love, and I use it on one layout, and let's be frank, right? The only sheet that you use a lot of is the background. Everything else you just use little pieces. And then you put that in your stash of, scraps, and then it stays there forever. And it really saddens me because some of my favorite pattern papers just go and sit in there. So one of my goals for 2021 is going to be to use up those scraps, to use up, to go into, I have a drawer full, one drawer full, it is overflowing. I have a hard time closing the drawer of scraps. And then it kind of migrated to another drawer, which is also full. But not only that, I have those big baggies. I probably have between 10 and 20 that are just filled with scraps. So my goal this year is every time I make page kits, the backgrounds, I'm going to use some full sheets of either cardstock or pattern paper, but the rest I'm going to try to use as many of those scraps as I possibly can. So next week, I'm going to put up a few videos making page kits, and those page kits are going to be used in my virtual crop that's coming up on January 22nd to 24, and it is now up for sale. It's $8. And it's going to be 10 hours of scrapbooking throughout the whole weekend. On Friday night, January 22nd, we're going to start at 6 p.m. and we're going to go to 9 p.m. So it's going to be a 3-hour session where we're going to make 3 pages. Then on Saturday, we're going to start at 4 p.m. in the afternoon till 8 p.m. So we're going to have a 4-hour session. And then on Sunday, where we're going to make 4 pages. And then on Sunday, we're going to start at 9 a.m. and go to 12 p.m. And I did different timelines because then everyone can participate. So if you go to my website, and I think you hit my store or my shop, and it's right on the front page. It's Virtual Crop January 22nd to 24th. You click on that, you add it to your basket, and you check out. Right away, you'll get a welcome PDF and 2 free digital files. So yes, I forgot to mention that. So you get 10 hours of scrapbooking and 2 free digital files. So as soon as you purchase, you'll get your free digital files. You'll get a welcome PDF. And if you open that up, so if you download it, open it up, you'll get a link to the Facebook group, ask to join, and then on January 15th, I will announce all 10 challenges so that you have a week to prepare your page kits. Because some of the challenges, sometimes I make you think. Just as an example, a couple months ago during the virtual crop in October, I believe it was the October one, I said to scrap a page about a quote, a favorite quote from one of your favorite movies or favorite TV shows. And for me, it was He's Your Lobster from Friends, when Phoebe Buffay talks to Rachel and says that Ross, he's her lobster, and how lobsters, mate for life. But I have to say, a lot of people, under pressure, they came up with some really cool one-liners from movies, and we had a great time talking about all those favorite one-liners. So if you find yourself that you're in a slump and you just can't get your mojo back, this is the place you want to be on January 22nd to get the year kicked off right. I just find that with a big group like that, and you have challenges, and it just motivates people to get so much done. We've had so many people that said, I hadn't scrapbooked in I don't know how many years, and I did, 6 pages this weekend. They didn't quite do the 10, but they said next week I'm going to finish all 10. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below, or you can go to NicoleJones91.com and go under store, and it's right there, Virtual Crop January 22nd to 24th, and it's on sale right now for $8. And I want to give a huge shout out to all my new patrons: Nancy Wang, Gold; Judy Maxwell, Gold; Angela Velasquez, Bronze; and Winnell Keel, Bronze; and Alice Lucas, Gold. And that's it. That's going to complete this layout. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.